thank you for joining me this evening. These are some things that if you keep up with me in any way, you know I'm interested in and I like to talk about. And so I thought this would be a really good time while everybody is freaking out and stressing out to talk about these things again in a little more formal style, but also informal. I want to have a dialogue here. So please ask questions, ask me to clarify. If you think I'm bullshitting you, contest me, and we'll have a talk. This is going to be something fun. And yeah, so we also have a lot of free time. Most of us, I have an essential job, and I know a few others that might be watching have essential jobs, so we're kind of going day to day as usual, but a lot of people right now have a lot of free time on their hands, okay? And one thing that I've heard throughout my life is, I'll think about these type of things, whether it's inner work or spiritual matters or just whatever it is, or dealing with stress. We find ways to get by, but a lot of people don't want to actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Put in the time intentionally. We'd rather use our time to go through Facebook or play video games or binge watch TV shows. And that's cool. Trust me, I do all of those things. They're fun. But I've also made time for the past few years to really get my stuff together, okay? I've made that a priority. And the way I've seen it is a lot of people say, well, how do you have time for all of that? Like when I was doing meditation a little more formally and reading lots of books and commentaries and all sorts of things. And people be like, well, why do you worry about that? I've got my life to worry about. I don't have time for that. And for me, it was, look, if I don't take care of this first, if I don't look at myself and reevaluate myself and figure out what's going on with me, what my intentions are, all this stuff, and find ways to hone those in directions that are actually productive, then that means every other thing in my life is going to suffer if I don't make time for that first. So it's just a flippant priorities with me and others and a lot of other people out there. So this is saying, hey, we've got the time. Let's look into some things and see if we can figure ourselves out a little bit more. Let me pop over to chat real quick. First time viewer, long time for who's stressing out? Not me. Of course, everyone else seems to be preaching. All right. Yeah. What happened to the video and audio? Twitch is reporting issues. Someone in Twitch chat, tell me if the video and audio are back. But I'm just going to keep going because Facebook seems to be running happily. Working for me. Okay, cool. No problems there. All right, so that's what we're going to look at tonight, is a way to look at stress in some ways that will hopefully be very relevant for all of us right now and in our data lives outside of this crisis. And it'll also be some things that normally we would say we don't have time to do that, and we actually have some time. So, instead of watching that next show, just take 30 minutes and do a journaling exercise or something like that we'll talk about later, and just try and look at self and reevaluate self. So I use XIV, okay? Ziv, or it's the Roman numerals for 14. There's this stuff in it. But this is an outline, okay? This is an outline for something called self-remembering, okay? This is knowing what you are, okay? And we'll talk about that in a little bit. This V represents self-observation, and that's knowing what you're not, okay? And we will talk about that in a minute, okay? What we're going to focus on right now is the I in the center, which if you have self-remembering and self-observation in the mind, you have self-knowing. You know what I am. You know what's going on with that, okay? So we're going to take away, and I did not grab a paper towel to erase with. Oh, look at that, napkins. Okay, so, and this might fall, and if it does, we'll all have a good laugh. I'll reset, and we'll keep going, okay? Let's see. Oh, hey, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We're about to really get into it. Okay, so we're going to use the XIV as kind of an outline for tonight, but I don't care if we actually get all the way through it tonight. I'm really more interested in making sure everyone who is watching understands what's going on. So please ask questions, and we'll stop. We can do this all night, not really, but for a while. And I can always come back to this, and we can talk about this on another time. So we're just going to get through. I have an aim. We'll go that way. We'll see how far we get. Let's check chat. Hit refresh. You're back up.